right, peoples. I think it's that time now, man. We're coming to the end of the road of some of these players. We already released Eric Kendricks, and now Dalvin Cook is on the block. You feel me? Now, this is the thing, man. Y'all know how I feel about Dalvin Cook. I think he's still a very elite running back in the NFL. Elite running backs are hard to come across. Now, we can use Pacheco from the Chiefs and say, hey, the Chiefs won a Super Bowl with a 7th round running back. And yes, you can find guys here and there, but usually they're not just walking around the NFL, man. Usually you have to strategically get you a running back that has all the skills you need if you are a running type of team. Now, for years when we got Dalvin Cook, we were that team. We were defense and run the damn football. And he worked out perfect, man. Although he would get hurt, he still would perform at a high level. But I think it's Ty Chandler time now. I think it's finally going to be that. And I know, like, even if we get rid of Dalvin Cook, like when we do, because I think it's obvious now. Shout out to my boy SK for posting it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But it was Doogie Wolfson that actually broke the news saying that there's a trade offer on the table for Dalvin. They're saying it's a 5th round pick. Hey, look, I say you take it, right? Because, you know, Dave had a good point, man. Hey, look, if we're gonna misuse the running back, then we might as well misuse a cheap one. And I understand that. You feel me? I can actually sit back as a fan of Dalvin Cook and not be a Dalvin stan, man, and say, you know what? Absolutely agreed. I think it's time to go. But that means Ty Chandler needs to step in. Why? Because we were so high on Ty Chandler. So why? Just because we're getting rid of Dalvin Cook doesn't mean that we need to go into the draft and go and get a guy. You feel me? At the end of the day, you probably can even just keep Alexander Mattison if that's what you want. Why? Because Alexander Mattison can pound the rock. And when you are a pass-first type of team, Alexander Mattison actually is the perfect type of running back because he's the type that can catch you off guard. We've seen it over and over again of him breaking for 12, 15-yard runs, gashing defenses because of his power. You're passing the ball, wearing out these outside defenders, wearing out these defensive ends. And then when he does get the ball and run it, no, it's hard. He's hard to tackle. So I'm okay with that game plan. Let's not get rid of Cook and feel like we have to go and fulfill that spot in the NFL draft this upcoming season because we have a guy that we drafted last year. And guess what, man? Ty Chandler, man, he definitely seems like he's going to be a special player. I got to say, right? When you look at his film, man, Ty Chandler catching the ball out of the backfield, I mean, the speed on him, it's just he has, I mean, on film and his skill set, it looks like he has what it takes. It looks like he can be similar to a Dalvin Cook. Now, we're not going to use him as much because we're transitioning. And I know Dalvin Cook's money is what a lot of the talk was. He probably deserves more. He probably just feels like he deserves the $14 million or whatever, which, no, that's debatable. You can argue if you are a certain type of team. But I agree with SK, man. I agree with most of the Purple family that I surround myself with. And, I got to be on their team with this one, man. I got to say, man, it's going to be a sad day, whether that happens here in the next couple hours or it happens tomorrow or over the weekend. I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But Ty Chandler time, man. It's time. Let's just put our eggs in that basket then. That's fine. You know what I mean? Second year coming in. He had a good little preseason last season. He showed some flashes in the preseason. I think he has the skill set that we need. And I think it's time to just let him be the guy. Let him be the guy if Alexander Madison's going to walk because he is a free agent. And if he gets an offer to make more money, go take it. You know what I'm saying? But let it be Ty Chandler time then, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I just don't like when we get rid of a position, we feel like we absolutely have to go in the draft this year and fill that void, which we don't. It's just like with wide receiver. Like, we're all big on these wide receivers. Well, we still got Jalen Nailor, man. We got to see what Jalen Nailor can do. How do we not know Jalen Nailor ain't the next Randy Moss? We don't know because he hasn't played enough football, and we have to see. And I'm going to tell you what, when Jalen Nailor was out there, talk about a baller, man. So, he showed me that he can play. So we'll just have to see what happens, man. You know what I'm saying? Ty Chandler, we rooting for you. We pulling for you. You probably going to be the Vikings' next RB1. It's probably happening. I know you're sitting back like, oh, Dalvin Cook going, as much as you might have appreciated his leadership skills in the locker room and things like that, because he is an absolute leader, man. That's one thing a team is going to they're gonna love having Dalvin Cook in that locker room and him giving his all. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna call it right now. Dalvin Cook is gonna ball out next year for whatever team he plays for. Like, we're gonna sit back on the sideline and watch him do his thing. Believe that. But hey, if a team's willing to pay him the money, let it go. 5th round pick. We can use that on a defender. Hey, maybe one of the quarterbacks fall at the 5th round pick. We can use that pick on, or maybe we can use that 5th round pick and trade up and get a quarterback. How you feel about that, man? Hey, man, appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Hey, Dalvin, we gonna miss you. It's all love. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gon' do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.